talking about practice. I mean, listen, we talking about practice.
You play to win the game.
It's time for your daily sports update with
Timbo Slice.
How's it going, Timbo Slice?
Doing good. Morning, Diva. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great, man. What's going on?
Got your AFN sports schedule today and just a smattering of sports news for you.
Okay, cool.
Starting off with your schedule, 9 a.m. on AFN Sports, the Under Armour All-American Football Game. You can check out the nation's top high school footballers before they set field on Saturdays in college. And a lot of the top undecided players will do that little deal where they'll pull a hat out at halftime, and that's the school they're going to go to. It's not a random hat. They already have the hat picked out. Let me clarify that. And also at 9 a.m. on AFN Extra, some NCAA basketball. The University of Alabama at Birmingham Blazers take on the Duke Blue Devils at Cameron Indoor Stadium. And at 11 a.m., also on AFN Extra, the Memphis Tigers travel to Knoxville to take on the Tennessee Volunteers. At 12:30, got some NBA action. The Los Angeles Lakers travel to Phoenix to take on the Suns. Steve Nash, questionable for that game, has some back issues. And at 9 p.m., this is not live, it's a replay, the San Antonio Spurs travel to Boston to take on the suddenly faltering Celtics, who really, really need this win. And some news from around the world of sports. Baseball announced its new class of Hall of Famers that will be inducted this summer. They include second baseman Robbie Alomar. He won 2 World Series with the Toronto Blue Jays in the early 90s. Also played with the Cleveland Indians and the New York Mets, among other teams. Kind of famous, and the Baltimore Orioles, can't forget that, because when he was with the Orioles, he once spat in the face of an umpire and got suspended for about 15 games.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a pretty weird ordeal. The umpire kind of provoked him. Not saying you should ever spit in somebody's face.
Right.
And also making it after 14 years on the ballot, Bert Blyleven, or as Chris Berman used to call him, Bert B. Home Blyleven. 14 years on the ballot, 290 plus victories, not quite 300, kind of kept him on the outside for a while. And joining those two players is longtime general manager Pat Gillick, who has put together several World Series teams. Missing out on the cut were lots of sluggers, names you might remember from the 90s, guys like Rafael Palmeiro, Mark McGuire, Jeff Bagwell, and Juan Gonzalez. All missed the cut. That steroid cloud hangs over all those guys, so we'll have to see if they ever get in. For the New Orleans Saints, it's 2 days, 2 running backs on injured reserve. Today they put Pierre Thomas on the injured reserve. He will be out for the entire playoffs. Getting a little thin at running back for the New Orleans Saints. The Texas Rangers in baseball signed third baseman Adrian Beltre, who had a great season for the Boston Red Sox. He's a great fielding, power-hitting third baseman. Nice addition for them. Stanford coach Jim Harbaugh interviewed with the San Francisco 49ers for their vacant head coaching position. He is the front runner for that job. They want him. He's, Stanford is in the Bay Area, so he's, staying local there. Alabama defensive coordinator Kirby Smart, who was the top target to be the new defensive coordinator at the University of Florida, will be staying put at Alabama, and he will get a $100,000 pay raise.
Wow, isn't that nice?
Yeah, I know. Takes his salary to $850,000 a year. No buyout if he leaves the school to be a head coach. He does have a buyout, however, if he leaves to be a coordinator somewhere else. And thought this was exciting. Blake Griffin will be in this year's Slam Dunk Contest. If you don't know who Blake Griffin is, if you haven't seen him dunk, get on YouTube and search for it. Oh my goodness, it's like watching Sean Kemp all over again.
Really?
He just dunks on people.
Yeah?
It is crazy. Crazy dunks. There was one game against the Knicks where he just dunked all over that kid Gallinari and ruined Gallinari.
All right, you're going to have to show me that later.
It was sick. We'll put that up on the Facebook page for everybody. We'll link that to the Facebook page.
Cool.
And kind of an odd story that I leave you guys with today. The Memphis Grizzlies have banned gambling on their team flights after Tony Allen and O.J. Mayo got into a fight Monday during a flight. It was they had to be broken up by teammates, and at 300,000 feet, it's not the best place to get into a fight in a tiny, confined little box like that. But,
right.
A sports writer I once said, all NBA fights have one of two sources. They're either about gambling disputes or women. So
Yeah, I think that's about true.
this one was about gambling, so the Grizzlies just said no more gambling on flights and put an end to that. That's all I have for you guys today. Remember, if you have questions, put them up on the Facebook page. And to get a full rundown of your AFN schedule, go to myafnkorea.net. That does it for me. I'm the sports guru, Timbo Slice.
Are you kidding me? That's all I got to say. It makes me want to puke.